I was one of those guys, not a ton of talent, but put a ton of time in, loved the sport, all these things, really grew as a wrestler and did all the right things physically. Then I'd show up to a big match and I would think, okay, I did all the training, right? I know Coach Joe Dubuque used to talk a lot. He did a clinic for us years ago and said, just trust your training going into the postseason. And I would do that. And then for some reason, some little bird would come in my head and say, yeah, but that other guy trained a lot too, right? And never really got my mind in the right place. So I think it's so important getting it there. And it's something we emphasize with the kids big time. It's less about where you go and more about what you do when you're there. We tell kids all the time, get involved on campus, right? Obviously wrestle, be a part of your team, all these things, get along with your teammates, but get involved on campus, go to your professors when you need help, go to tutoring, all those things, and you will have a level of success. When you're in the room, it's all about putting the work in, right? Putting the work in, grinding your teammates, going to clubs, that's important. I mean, one thing that we emphasize is our club practices are run one night a week all year long. And it gives kids the opportunity, one, to not burn them out, and two, to give them the opportunity to go other places, right? Wrestle with other guys, get other coaching. I mean, we want that for them, but again, it's really up to them, right? And like you said, no matter where they are, it's up for them to make the most of it. And we're here to give them as many opportunities as we can. Every parent's going to do what's best for their kid. At least that's the hope, right? And, all those different opportunities out there are, for kids and for parents to decide. And like I said, every situation is unique for a lot of different reasons. For us, what we've adopted with our guys is team mindset, and working the mind is just as important as working the body, if not more important. And shout out to you guys, Wrestling Mindset. I really think it's a game changer in the sport. It's something, like I said, I wish that I had.
And welcome back to Wrestling Mindset. First of all, we want to thank our sponsors, Eat Clean Bro. Really great food. I have it all the time. And also want to thank our sponsors, Champion Athlete, Champion Nutrition, over there with Dan Warnikoff. So we know we got to be the spirit, the total package, spirit, mind, and body. Today we have a very special guest, Casey Wanamaker, head coach of Warren Hills High School, one of our teams. Casey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, so how things been going? School year kicking into gear? Feeling good with everything? How was the summer?
Yeah, things are going good. Kids getting back to school. We have a bunch of kids playing fall sports, so football, soccer, cross country, things like that. So getting into gear. Still wrestling, of course, right? We have things going on all year round, but the season's fast approaching.
Absolutely. So how long have we been working with your team? This past season?
Yeah, so we did a team mindset session actually 2 years ago that worked out really well. So we did it right before the postseason and really liked what we got out of that. And I know we've had a couple individuals even prior years to that who took advantage of the individual sessions. And I know they had some pretty good success with it. So
awesome. What do you think of the big things that the kids got out of it? What did they learn the most? And any success stories that you have from it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just believing in themselves, right? So we talk a lot about, of course, training your body and doing all the right things to get your body where it needs to be. But often what's overlooked is training your mind, right? I mean, this is one thing that I could say, looking back on my career, I wish I did a better job of, was training my mind. And, we've had some individuals who have had a ton of talent and have put the time in. I can think, a couple of years ago, Josh Lee, for example, he took advantage of Wrestling Mindset in his sophomore year. And all of a sudden, like his next few matches, he was tech falling guys and scoring a lot of points. And, I think really something shifted there. And over time, he just started believing in himself a bit more. And I think the training definitely helped him. And ultimately his senior year, won a region title, made a run at states, and is now wrestling in college.
Absolutely. And seeing it as a coach that, I mean, all coaches see it, right? We see people don't believe in themselves as much, or they're, just second guessing themselves, which is just kind of the human condition. We were there. Like you said, you wish you had it. I certainly wish that I had this. I think that's what the whole thing with all coaches. We want to give the athletes what we wish that we had, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I can say, looking back on my career, I was one of those guys, not a ton of talent, but put a ton of time in, loved the sport, all these things, really grew as a wrestler and did all the right things physically. But then I'd show up to a big match and I would think, okay, I did all the training, right? I know Coach Joe Dubuque used to talk a lot. He did a clinic for us years ago and said, just trust your training going into the postseason. And I would do that. And then for some reason, some little bird would come in my head and say, yeah, but that other guy trained a lot too. Right. And never really got my mind in the right place. So I think, it's so important getting it there. And it's something we emphasize with the kids big time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, yes, of course. He's absolutely right. You have to trust your training. But if we just leave it there, that's not really that's not really coaching at the end of the day. It's like saying when if you're in on the leg, suck the leg in. Yes, you have to suck the leg in. Are you strong enough? I mean, it's a few things there. It's the will to suck the leg in. Do you have the strength that's requisite to pull that leg in? And of course, do you have the technique where you're getting the right angles and everything? But it's not just, hey, suck the leg in and that's it. Just like it's not just trust the training. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people make that mistake that they just think, yeah, just trust the training. And then they don't do any actual work in it, which is why I think a lot of times coaches, not you, of course, but other coaches where they'll identify there's mindset struggles, yet they won't seek help outside of themselves to get the mindset specialist, which again is exactly what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially a competitive state like New Jersey, now doing our New Jersey Wrestling Coaches Series, just awesome. Here, there's wrestling clubs everywhere. And as far as the talent, it runs deep. I mean, even more so than when we were competing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the level has just exponentially grown. I mean, I know, the biggest difference I think nowadays is the ability to have really that individualized training plans, and not just, I'm not just talking one-on-one coaching, but, things like AI and being able to build strength and conditioning programs,
Yep.
Technique programs, everything that's individual to the athlete. I mean, we saw this for the first time, I want to say it was almost 8 years ago at Rutgers, and we're like, wow, this is really cool what they're doing. And then where we are now today, it's just really amazing. And the depth, I think, of the highest level guys. I mean, there's always been really good, tough athletes at the NCAA level and high school level, but the depth that we have now, I mean, you look at the NCAA tournament and some of these brackets, the amount of guys that really have a shot to All-American has grown massively. And it's really, a lot of reasons for that, but it's great for the sport.
Oh yeah, I mean it widens the gap too. A lot of times, right? Sometimes because it felt like a lot of times when we were younger, we were competing. That it's so deep. It's so deep because everything was crunched in together. Like the talent pool was closer. But now you start seeing guys. Our best guys. They're not that the best guys in the past weren't among the best in the country, but now they're really the best in the country. Like top of the country.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
From now until Fargo, our partners, Champion Athlete Wrestler Nutrition, the premier weight management program for wrestlers, will be offering a special Fargo nutrition program for only $350. That's $160 saving. Visit their website, champion-athletes.com, or call 800-324-1447 today. Yeah, it's crazy. And then talk about also what the athletes have to overcome mentally. Of course, with the private schools and the dominance. And it's not that every single top team in the schools in the state is a Catholic school, but being able to really have that mentality that I could win wherever I'm at. And there's good things where I'm at right now, and I don't have to go someplace else. Or if you see some friends that went someplace else, you know what I mean? Like especially at a public school, that's an extra dimension to the mindset that they have to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it's mindset, right? It's really, we talk to kids all the time. It's the same when they're looking at colleges. It's less about where you go and more about what you do when you're there, right? And the same applies. I mean, you go to college, we tell kids all the time, get involved on campus, right? Obviously wrestle, be a part of your team, all these things, get along with your teammates, but get involved on campus, go to your professors when you need help, go to tutoring, all those things, and you will have a level of success. It's the same with high school wrestling. So one thing that's, super important to us is we have our Streets Wrestling Club, which is, our parent club that supports, all of our wrestlers, K to 12 and beyond. Even, we have college guys coming in the room. For us, we want to be able to offer a high level training program for them at a minimal cost, right? So we do practices year round. We fundraise for the kids fundraise on their own for camps. They, we fundraise for gear, we fundraise for off-season tournaments. I mean, really all these things to offer them these opportunities. And then it's up to them to really put the work in, right? And the level of training that they get, I mean, is super high level, right? And I would put us against, really anybody in what we can offer. And I mean, a prime example is what we had with Augie last year. So Augie's in Retta. He placed eighth in the state. That was his first time placing. When he was in 8th grade, he went 1 and 2 at Kid States. So it's a product of the work that he put in. Of course, physically training and going to all these different clubs and whatnot. But also the biggest kicker for him was the mindset, right? Getting his mind to the right place and trying to, just have fun with things, stay loose, all these things. And I think one thing that is really great with him is he's a three-sport varsity athlete, right? And he's a three-sport varsity athlete, MVP of the soccer team. He plays lacrosse, and it really breaks things up nicely for him while also training for wrestling. So it's just a product of, this is what you can do at a public school. I mean, at least for us. And yeah, he's a great example and a great fit kid for us.
No, absolutely. And we saw things like that where, people like an Anthony Ashnault goes from South Plainfield to Rutgers and everyone's saying, and Rutgers wasn't where it is right now. But in terms of why isn't he at Penn State or Iowa or Oklahoma State or Ohio State or something like that? And no, it's, the mentality is I'm going to win right here. And then being a 4-time All-American, being a national champ to say that, hey, I could get it done wherever I'm at. And that's important. Where a lot of these guys who might be the upper echelon of wrestlers, and instead of going to a Penn State or Iowa, they say, I'm going to Cornell because, hey, this is my best opportunity academically, and I'm going to win right here. We've seen the Penn too, also my alma mater. So it comes down to what's going to be best for the individual kid, and stop. And I think a big thing also, I guess part 2 of this is stop making excuses. I mean, how many times do we see excuses because we're always looking over what other people are doing? We have social media now is not what it was when we were competing. So these kids see what everyone's doing. When people say, oh, this kid's going here, that guy's going there, it gets in their head. And it's a lot of times the parents, correct me if I'm wrong, that are oohing and eyeing, that are sometimes inadvertently messing up the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're in the room, it's all about putting the work in, right? Putting the work in, grinding your teammates, going to clubs, that's important. I mean, one thing that we emphasize is, our club practices are run one night a week all year long. And it gives kids the opportunity, 1, to not burn them out, and 2, to give them the opportunity to go other places, right? Wrestle with other guys, get other coaching. I mean, we want that for them. But again, it's really up to them, right? And like you said, no matter where they are, it's up for them to make the most of it. And we're here to give them as many opportunities as we can, and good things can happen.
I'll tell you what, another advantage of the public schools that we saw, and Jeff and I were just going through running our numbers and everything. And, a lot of our clients are people who are going to these private schools. So we're certainly not putting anyone down, but we noticed that our very best program that we have, like the creme de la creme, our premium concierge service, our 30-day mindset transformation, as we look through the numbers, the overwhelming majority of them were from public schools. And here's what we hypothesize. A lot of times parents who are sending their kids to these private schools, it's not like they're made of money. They're just doing this like as an investment for the wrestler, right? And then they don't have the excess funds to dedicate towards a premium elite mindset program. Some of them, not all of them. We have our share of the private school guys too, but we found that most of them were public school people who then, hey, they did have some money in reserve where they were able to invest in the best of these programs. So it's not, just emptying the tank in one area, putting all your eggs in one basket where there's wrestling clubs all over the place. And also, there's other things you might need outside of wrestling, like, why you bring us in to help work with their mindset to build that confidence. These guys need that. And, a lot of these kids need someone to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, everybody's, it's also, everybody's situation is unique, right? I mean, everybody has, every parent's going to do what's best for their kid. At least that's the hope, right? And all those different opportunities out there are, for kids and for parents to decide. And like I said, everybody's situation is unique for a lot of different reasons. But yeah, for us, what we've adopted with our guys is team mindset. And
Mindset Monday is brought to you by our official sponsors, Eat Clean, Bro. Make sure you order today, get them delivered right to your house, check them out, and make sure you put in your discount code MINDSET.
Working the mind is just as important as working the body, if not more important.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Excellent. So what else do you have coming up? What are some of the things that are, some things exciting for this season?
Yeah, so our schedule's done. I mean, we'll wrestle our usual local teams, right? So our Phillipsburgs, our Hackettstowns, our North Hunterdons, Del Val. I mean, these are all great duels. It's really awesome with our schedule because, we have great competition right in our area. So it's exciting for the kids. It's fun. Some of these guys train together in the off season, so it's really, we're looking forward to that. We go down to the Jack Welch duels in Moorestown every year. So we take our team. We've done well there, and we like that tournament, kind of seeing some different competition. And then this year, we have a couple kids that got invited to the Beast, and then also
nice.
to Augie got invited to Escape the Rock, so we'll be there as well. So really, kind of again going back to that, providing opportunities, right? We, if we feel they're ready, we apply to get them in these tournaments, and take away any roadblocks from allowing them to go to them. So
awesome. How many guys are going to the Beast?
We have 2 slots for the Beast, and then my 2 returning state qualifiers will go there, and then just Augie for the Escape the Rock.
Have you guys historically gone out of state a lot, or is this something more like new for you guys overall?
In recent times, fairly new. We have in the past, but not crazy far, at least in the times, let's say the last 20 years.
Right.
We did used to do, like, Easton just over the border used to do an Easton duels we used to go to, and we'd see some teams from around the Northeast there. But yeah, more recently we've been fairly local, I would say.
All right. Yeah, great. And then you guys compete against some of those high power private schools too?
Yeah, we'll see. It just depends on how things shape up. So, I mean, our dual schedule is mostly a lot of the local publics. It's kind of funny because when scheduling comes around, it's almost like our opponents for our schedule is easy because we have so many local teams that are like old rivalries and our conference and all these things. Finding dates is always a challenge. But then, we really like these dual tournaments like Jack Welch because we can see different competition. We wrestle a mix of teams that are, let's say, on our level, and then if we do well that first day, then the second day we get in a pool with teams at a higher level. So we've wrestled Del Barton in the past, for example. We've wrestled like Delsey, of course, when they were down there. We've seen them when we were really good the past couple of years. So yeah, it's we like that mix for sure.
Yeah. Who are some of the main clubs that your guys go to? And I'm sure it's all scattered, right? People go everywhere nowadays, but
it's all scattered. We've had kids go to Edge. We've had kids go down to Rutgers. They have a big thing going on Sundays, which is awesome. Now with Outsiders, we have.
The time is now to take your mindset to the next level with Wrestling Mindset. Make sure you go to our website, wrestlingmindset.com, and sign up for your free trial session today. Don't wait any longer. You want the mental edge right now. When you sign up for the free trial session, you're also going to get a copy of our free ebook, Building the Predator Mindset. This book has helped thousands of people build confidence, relax under pressure, get motivated, and build mental toughness in wrestling, school, and life.
I know one guy that's been going there. We had kids back in the day would go to Buxton, a lot of them. So it just really depends. We're kind of in this weird area where there's no club within 5 minutes, right? So there's many different directions kids can go. But yeah, they've gone to all those. And then, of course, like I said, we do our thing here. We advertise for, to try to get local kids also to come in and roll around. So yeah, it's a bit of a mix.
Awesome. What I'm noticing now, for some reason, for the first time, the picture behind you. What's that? Is that's a dual meet? Is that recent? I know it's black and white, so it has the appearance that it's old, but it might be fairly new.
Yeah, that's from a duel. That's from a couple of years ago. The kids getting in the middle of the mat, talking before they slap the mat and after their warm up. So yeah, that's one of our home duels.
Cheerleaders coming out, so it's a big deal. It's a big deal. The matches. That's not every school. Not every school does that.
Yeah. And we have a great home duel environment, and it's all of that, right? It's the cheerleaders. It's we do a little intro video, right? So our tech department helps us out there. We have a solid student section, local supporters, and also, like I said, when we wrestle some of those local teams, I mean, they bring people over as well. So it's it's a fun, really good dueling environment, and fun for the kids to wrestle under the lights like that.
Awesome. Well, where can people find more information about Warren Hills Wrestling?
Yeah, so we're very active on social media. So you can find us. Instagram is probably our best. Also, Facebook, we do a bit. Streaks Wrestling, very easy to find. We're very K-12 oriented, right? So our youth program is, one thing I didn't talk a lot about yet, but something we're really investing a lot of effort in and time into. We're kind of in, I call it like year 3.5 of a COVID rebuild, right? Yep. Kind of like most schools coming out of COVID, it was like, we had our core group of kids that were wrestling, but a lot of parents, understandably so, weren't putting their young kids in wrestling during a pandemic, right? So we've been really building that up, and shout out to our guys there, Chris Aronka, Matt Tressler, Justin Collins, all those guys, and so many more that are really putting time and effort into that. Our numbers have been outstanding. We've got rooms running year round, kids wrestling all over the place. And something that if you go on our social media pages, we're, posting and giving the kids recognition as much as we possibly can.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, great stuff, Casey. Keep up the great work that you're doing over there at Hills. And we definitely recommend everyone check out your pages, get more involved. Really good. And we look forward to continue to work with your team as well as the parents' night. And we appreciate you jumping on this call, sharing some of your insight. Yeah,
definitely. Thanks, Gene. And shout out to you guys. Wrestling Mindset. I really think it's a game changer in the sport. It's something, like I said, I wish that I had. And I've yet to really come across a post that you guys posted. I'm like, oh, no, I disagree with that. So it's, really, really hits the mark and something we very much appreciate.
Thanks a lot, Casey. I appreciate it. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Gene.